This race was so important. We're looking at battling 3 wide off of turn 4 right now. Stephen Wallace, Carl Edwards, all of them racing on this long front straightaway. But Carl had a lot of confidence last year after starting from the back and driving to the front, and that led into 7 victories for Carl.
And here is the 18 car, Kyle Busch, moving in. This would be 21st position if he takes away from Stephen Wallace.
You see Stephen motion him to the bottom of the racetrack. You know Kyle's got a good car. Looks like Stephen's got a pretty good car too as he's getting from the back of the field. Not a good qualifying run for him. Getting back up front there.
Stephen Wallace in to get his 4 tires here on lap 81.
Jason Leffler, just a little contact there going through the corner and wrinkled up that right rear of that 38 car. Check it out.
There. See what happens here. They come in off the corner.
The fastest car on the racetrack is the 66 car, and that is Stephen Wallace. He is almost 0.2 of a second faster than Kyle Busch. By far the best run we've ever seen Stephen have here at Milwaukee, and a lot of that may be due to a major change. You got a new crew chief there this week, a guy you know.
A guy I know well. Graham Haskins Bruce, there he is, or Trip as we call him. Great guy, veteran crew chief, knows the car. He's a real racer. I think he's going to be really good for Stephen. He's got a couple of wins here with Johnny Benson. He won a championship in the truck with Johnny Benson. And Tripp has been around a long time. He's going to be really good for Stephen.
Jamie, you got more?
And so far it has been a great night. You know, it's not always easy for a driver to swap crew chiefs in the middle of the season, but Tripp came in and he said, hey, I'm not looking to change everything right now. I just want to establish routine. And he's very calm. If you listen to him on the radio talking to Stephen, calling him Bud, just telling him to focus, think ahead. It's working. Stephen started 28th. All they've made is air pressure adjustments tonight. Right now he's 6th, 7th, guys, doing a great job.
The guy who was the crew chief there, Jamie, Dale Ferguson, has been now promoted to chief engineer for the entire operation. He really was an engineer, but he was serving in the role as crew chief.
I think it was a good move. We sat down and talked, and I really put a lot of pressure on Dale to kind of handle his whole organization. And his best suit is to be the chief engineer. And right now, him and Tripp get along great. I had no idea they worked together in the past, but boy, do they get along fine. So it's showing right now.
Remember, last year a crew chief change for Carl Edwards allowed him to get his first win of the season right here at Milwaukee. So maybe a crew chief change for Stephen Wallace. Maybe the mojo's working, but Stephen is still the fastest car on the racetrack, being shown now in 7th position.
I wonder why that car's sparking so much. They got that front end nice and low getting into the corners. So I guess that's just one of those special Tripp Bruce setups, huh?
Yeah. When he goes in the corner, he must be just touching that brake a little bit. It seems like Stephen is running just a little bit low. When he gets onto that black patch of pavement there, it just drags a touch.
We're talking about different crew chiefs on the pit box here tonight.
And that's the one thing you got to remember up there. One car is trying to get that lucky dog position back.
Here's the 66, Stephen Wallace, who had been the fastest car on the racetrack and moved all the way up into 4th position. And now after the pit stop again quick, he was trying to move in on the 88 car for 3rd.
All these cars are sparking tonight. You saw how Busch's car, now Stephen's car. I just think that what you're seeing now is just low air pressure is causing this.
Yeah, low air pressure. You know, whatever's going on with the brake ducts, Rusty. It seems like maybe on a pit stop, sometimes if you pull those hoses tight, it'll pull the brake duct a little closer to the rotor, and it'll spark for a few laps.
Best finish of the year, 7th twice for Stephen Wallace. His career best finish, 5th twice. Battle shaping up here. Stephen Wallace in the 66 in 6th spot, in the 5 car of Scott Wimmer, who because of a speeding penalty had to go all the way to the back of the pack and is now driven all the way back into the top 10.
See Peyton Sellers there a lap down, trying to keep up with these guys and try to get his lap back. It's like Stephen's cars kind of fell off a little bit here. Lost a couple positions. I see a little bit of fender damage on the left front fender. Could have caused it.
You know, Rusty, I think what we might be seeing is some of the cars that were really good on the long runs don't seem to be as good here on the short runs, and we haven't really seen short runs all night. It seems, you know, like Stephen's car looked a little bit loose right there, but the longer we run, the better they'll get. The problem is we don't have that much longer to run.
Yeah, that is. You're exactly right. 28 laps to go. And Ray, let me ask you a question. If the caution come out right now, we're going to see these guys pit, or they're just going to stay out there?
Well, it depends. You know, what are we looking at? 12 cars on the lead lap. Depends on where you are. If you're up in that top 6, 7, 8, you're not going to pit.
Look all the way down. Stephen Wallace in 10th spot. Stephen recording his best finish of the year in 6th place. Let's go down to Dave.
Stephen Wallace from 28th place qualifier to 6th place finisher. How'd you do that?
Well, it was all, a great job by the U.S. Fidelis guys. It's kind of funny because those guys, they always get on me about the U.S. Fidelis car, not that it hasn't been running good. It seems like every time I run the 5-hour car, it runs good. So we finally got a good run for those guys. So I'm real happy about that. But got a new crew chief this week, Trip Bruce. We did kind of change some things there. We had a really good car in practice. I just was too-less in qualifying. So we made some air pressure adjustments. That was about it, man. That thing drove straight to the front. It was a really good car. I think we had a probably a 2nd or 3rd place car, but the lap cars just, killed us towards the end there. So ain't nothing you can do about that. But we got some little bit of momentum on the side. Car ain't tore up, so we'll take her back next week.
We saw a lot of great side-by-side battles all night long, Steve. Where'd you guys make up your time on the track?
I think on the track for us was definitely on the longer runs. Our car was really good on long runs. We had really low left side air on it. So the car, kept turning real good. The thing had good forward bite all night. So on the bottom, keep it turning, So that's what we did, and it ran good. So thanks.
They got real close to a top 5 tonight.